Hi everybody, my name is Angelica. I'm one of the students in Bryce's coaching program, and today I wanted to share with you guys my experience of how I managed to get a client from doing a free presentation at a college campus. So keep watching to learn more of how I achieved this. Alright, so first off I want to preface this by just letting you guys know the situation that happened to where I actually ended up going to a college campus and giving a presentation. So a few months ago, per Bryce's instruction on how to reach out to people, I had reached out to someone and they just happened to be at the Tennessee Small Business Development Center, and that is at the college campus here in Cleveland, Tennessee. And she takes care of a lot of the small business development. And she had talked with me about, like, you should honestly give like a presentation or something. And I had never thought about doing anything like that. I was like, I don't know, like, you know, pretty much doing a YouTube video should be good enough, right? I doubt, like, if people have questions, they'll actually want to go to someplace in person. She's like, no, seriously, I think, you know, if you're actually interested in doing something like that, we could set up a day and time that you could do something. So I thought about it and basically was thinking of, okay, what's something I could do? So I did a thing on 10 business tips or 10 financial tips to have a successful business. And it was basically small stuff like making sure that you have a personal and a business checking account, that you don't intertwine business with personal expenses, making sure that you have some kind of accounting process, making sure that you have some payroll process. Just basically like 10 tips, and I had like a little booklet that I printed off and everything. And back in August, I actually went and did that. She had something set up at the community center where pretty much like once a month or once a quarter, she has people come in to hear someone give a presentation. So, like I said, she had me come and give this performance. It was an hour-long presentation, and they had like a little conference room all set up and made sure that people registered in advance. I'll show you the video here in a minute, but basically my mother she was there and she was controlling the camera and zoomed in way too close to me. And so I'm sorry that you guys cannot see the actual like thing that I was displaying on the TV, because that would have been super helpful, but you'll be able to at least hear people asking questions and how I was able to resolve them. But yeah, this is pretty much how I got this together and how I was able to do it. And then I also have my other presentation that I'll share with you guys here for my 10 financial tips to be a successful business owner. It's kind of along the same lines. Basically, I created this template, uploaded some pictures, and then kind of went through all of these steps. And I printed all of this off and actually had it ready as a booklet for people to come in and be able to see. And I went over this as well. So it's super simple to be able to do something like this. You just got to find the right people that will allow you to do it, or you can do it on YouTube as well. So anyways, let's get back to the video. So once I actually had my theme together and I actually went down there to do it, the way that it all started was I kind of did a thing where I got to know some of my clients, the people that actually were there, and it was about 18 people that showed up, which was crazy. It was like slam packed. And unfortunately the time did go over just because there was so much information to cover and there were a lot of questions that were asked. I'll show you a little snippet of that video of how it went right here.
Donna Burks. I have two businesses. I have a commercial cleaning business as well as a non-medical home care caregiver business.
Okay. And she is a winner of the Tennessee Small Business Woman of the Year.
I'm Sherry Cry with Peak Performance.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that before. What all does it do again?
Workforce development training.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm Tammy Stanford. I'm here to represent my son that should be coming in any minute. It's Henry's Mowing and Landscaping. He does all kinds of side jobs and mowing and landscaping and excavating and all that stuff.
Yep. I remember talking with you.
My name's Roy Callahan. I'm working on starting a coffee shop that is anime themed and sell anime merchandise. I'm just looking for a spot to put it at the moment.
Heck yeah. Sounds like a place I want to go.
My name's Avery, and I manage Quality Mechanical Group. It's a mechanical and civil contractors.
Okay.
Joe Williams, I'm in real estate and retail.
Sherry, and I work for an electric line company.
Wonderful.
Good deal. Well,
Do
we
you
got
know
a
if
good mix.
anybody else is supposed to be coming in?
We have some others registered, but we can get started.
Okay.
They come in.
If y'all have any questions, feel free to raise your hands, and I don't mind stopping and going through something. So if y'all have any questions on this, please let me know. But if not, then I'll just keep moving forward. And once they actually get that invoice, then they can choose to pay that online. They could choose to send you a check. But if you also link your bank account with QuickBooks Online, then it will automatically get paid. I think it takes out like a small percentage. I can't remember how much it takes out, but it's similar to like what a credit card fee transaction would cost. So you'd save and send that, but we're gonna save and close that for now.
Can I ask a question about the online banking?
Yeah.
If you link your bank account and pulls it in, and then you send the invoice, for some reason, it duplicates that amount.
What do you mean?
So, as say that invoice was $1,000,
Mhm.
and then you've got a deposit for $1,000 in your bank account, it duplicates it.
Okay, so I'll show you how to fix that, because
Okay.
yeah, that is something that comes in quite often. So let's actually go to the bookkeeping transaction tab. So as soon as you come in, you're gonna be able to see, you'll be able to link your actual bank account into QuickBooks, and this shows all of the, this shows all the accounts linked. So there's a checking account, there's a savings account, and there's a credit card linked to this. So we can see here all these transactions that came in. And so for like what you just said, there's this deposit that came in for $200 that goes out to A rental. Let's go ahead and make an invoice for that, because I don't think they have one in there. So let's make an invoice for A rental for $200 real quick. So to add them in as a customer, you can also add a customer in very easily from here. You can put as much information as you want. And we'll just put this for now, $200. We'll save and close that. And then whenever that amount gets paid, we'll actually go back into the invoices section. And scroll down to where A Rentals is, right here, this $200. We're gonna click Receive Payment. And we're gonna deposit this to undeposited funds instead of actually depositing it to your checking account. And the reason that you do this is undeposited funds is basically a holding account. This can get really confusing very fast, but undeposited funds is basically a holding account. So let's say I walked up to you and I handed you a check to pay for your services. And you were like, okay, thank you, and you put it away in your desk drawer because it's the beginning of the day. Well, 20 other people come in and they hand you a check. You put them in your desk drawer. Well, it's the end of the day, you're gonna grab all those checks, walk to the bank and deposit those. Basically, that desk drawer is the undeposited funds. It's saying, okay, I actually received this payment from that person, but I haven't fully deposited it into my bank account just yet. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, because it can get really confusing really fast. So we're gonna deposit that to undeposited funds. And you can see that the amount received is $200 here, and it already attached itself to that invoice, and it's paid that. So we're gonna save and close this. So then once we go back into the bank feed, we can see here, now it's saying this payment has been done. But we're gonna take it a step further. We're gonna click Add New Bank Deposit, and that was done September 7th. So September 7th, then you wanna make sure that this is the correct account, so it was the checking account. You're gonna click that because that's the payment that came through for that $200. And once you select that, you can save and close. Now it comes through as a deposit, and it's saying this one record found. It means that's a match for that. So we're going to actually confirm that match there to that deposit. And then once we actually go into the reconciliation screen, or if you look it up on your profit and loss report, since it's been recorded as a deposit, all those numbers will be matched together so there won't be any duplications.
Will it change the undeposited funds, like what we saved, it changes that to that it was deposited into the checking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the undeposited funds account, if I go to that real quick for you guys. Yep, so here's undeposited funds that they have here. You can see that $200, get out of here. You can see this $200 that was a part of the undeposited funds, but that it went out, and so basically it just cancels itself out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is your estimates and invoices. Did I need to run through any of that again? Is that pretty self-explanatory?
So another thing that was really nice is that for all the people that actually registered the college campus and the organizers of it, they had everybody's email information, what their business was, and then they had them sign in whenever they showed up. And then she gave one of those sheets to me. That way I could reach out afterwards and ask if anybody had any questions, just kind of remind them of who I am and what I do, and if they know anybody that would be interested. And I got to meet a lot of business owners that day. And then pretty much after the presentation ended, I had like on one of my little slides, it just had my information, and unfortunately the time had kind of went past a little bit more just because there was so much information to be covered in the QuickBooks training and there were a lot of questions being asked. But literally the two people sitting right in front of me in the front row, they have a woodworking business, and they were like, we're interested, we're all in. So I had immediately set up a time with them to meet. And then about a day and a half later, we ended up having a consultation, and they ended up signing up with me. And that is $1,500 client right there. So I was very excited that that came from it. And granted, obviously you don't have to do something like this. Public speaking is not something that comes easy to a lot of people. It's not something that necessarily comes super easy to me either. But I was willing to get out of my comfort zone and try something new, and kind of at a point where I was like, man, I just really want to grow my business. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And you will get to that point where you're just like, you know what? If it's going to work for me, I'm going to do it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, subscribe to Bryce, and also book a call with him if you were curious of how to get your bookkeeping business on a successful page, how to learn certain marketing strategies, and how to gain more clients. So thank you again so much, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.